Hey guys, Level Cap here with some Bad Company 2 footage, and I'll be talking Battlefield 3, a little bit about what I'm going to miss from Bad Company 2, and a little bit of Battlefield 3 news, so stay tuned. Now, Electronic Arts has made the pre-download available for Battlefield 3 on Origin, so go ahead and start downloading that if you have not already. The reason for this is so that we can not only have the game ready to play as soon as it's available, but to also avoid any Origin server crashes, because if everybody starts downloading at the exact same time on the 25th, there's going to be some server crash, and Origin will go down, and then we can't play. So go ahead and pre-download that, guys, and try and save us a headache. Now, as you can see, I am running Engineer with the AT4 here, and being quite successful. Just took out a tank with 2 guys. I think I get another tank kill. And this is my all-time favorite rocket launcher in Battlefield, Bad Company 2. It's great for taking out armor. The damage is incredible. You can guide the rockets, and if you're good enough, you can take out air. So it's just a great all-around rocket launcher, and it actually provides infantry with some method for taking out air that isn't a tracer dart system, which I personally can't stand the tracer dart because I love running with a pistol. Especially if you're an engineer, you gotta have that pistol. Now check out that shot there. I could barely see because of the freaking glow that for some reason is like overly exaggerated on this map, but managed to pick off that Apache nonetheless. Or that might have been a Havoc. Actually, I think that was a Havoc. But anyway, I personally am going to miss the AT4 the most in Battlefield 3. I mean, the Stinger, without a question, is far more effective for taking out air than an AT4 ever will be. I think I just got used to the fact that you were going to need to be really skilled with the AT4 to take out air vehicles in this, and I'm being a little bit of a curmudgeon in that I don't like that it's so easy now to take out choppers and planes with a rocket launcher. It sort of takes the skill out of it, because there is no challenge in locking on with a Stinger missile. Like, you don't have to have any skill at all. And right there, I mean, that was a hard shot. I mean, not the hardest shot ever, but you still got to have a lot of skill to use the AT4 successfully. So, I'm going to miss that, and it's going to be hard getting used to flying helicopters in Battlefield 3, knowing that they can be shot down by virtually everything now. So I'm going to miss the chopper dominance because I do love to fly in this game. That being said, I am looking forward to figuring out all the cool little tricks that you can pull off with the helicopters to stay alive and be as effective as possible, and dodge those damn pesky jets, which are just like the ultimate anti-chopper weapon. Alright, I got some pretty cool Battlefield news for you guys. The first being that there are going to be 6 unlockable weapons that can only be unlocked in co-op. And you can use those weapons in multiplayer. So you better get used to the idea of playing co-op with a friend, because if you want those 6 weapons, you're going to have to play co-op. And they haven't revealed all the weapons, but they have revealed that one is going to be the M39, also known as the M14 in Bad Company 2, which is a pretty good rifle. I was never personally a big fan of it, but I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch more unlocks, and it'll be really interesting to see what weapons they choose to make unlockable in co-op, because, I mean, if they are like really key weapons, some players are probably going to get annoyed that they have to play co-op to unlock them. But who knows? I mean, it's a good way of DICE getting people to try out the single player, because honestly, I never even finished the single player in Bad Company 2. I've put in so many hours to this game, and I think I got about halfway through the single player in Bad Company 2, and then I was just like, I want to play some multiplayer. It's not so much that it was bad, it was actually a pretty good single player. I've just kind of grown out of story-based gameplay. Let's say grown out, because I don't think growing up makes you not want to play story-based gameplay. It's just I'm not as into it anymore. I like competitive multiplayer games. Now, I mentioned in my last video that there are going to be high-definition textures available for the console players if you have enough hard drive space for it. And today I saw some screenshots showing the difference between high-def textures and standard textures on the consoles. And let me tell you guys, it is night and day. You're going to want to install these high-def texture packages because the images I saw showed like a VCR with standard textures on it, and it just kind of looked like a muddily shaded box. Like you could hardly even tell there were buttons on it. It was pretty scary. So you're going to want those high-def textures so you can see all the nice sexy detail, because it actually does look really good with the high-def textures on. So make sure you got a hard drive if you're really serious about playing this game and having it look the best on the console. Now, I don't know if any of you guys out there watching actually like to record your own gameplay, but if you do, I've actually found out some pretty interesting information on all the different tools that you can use to record gameplay, and what I use and why I like it. Now, when I first started doing this, I was using Fraps almost exclusively, but Fraps locks your frame rate down when you're playing, and I like to play at a really high frame rate. Like, I like to play at 60 plus, at least. And Fraps, if I was going to record at 60 frames per second, I had to record a video with 60 frames per second, which is a little bit more hard drive intensive, space intensive. So I was looking for alternatives because for whatever reason, the guys who made Fraps just don't want to put in an option to not lock frame rate. So I messed around with a bunch of other things. I messed around with Bandicam, I messed around with MSI Afterburner, and I finally ended up using PlayClaw. And PlayClaw seems to be working pretty darn well. The system impact is very minimal. Like, I think it just drops my frames between like 5 and 10 frames per second. And that's totally acceptable to me because it does not lock them. And most of my gameplay here is recorded between like 70 and 100 frames per second. And that's honestly where I like to be when I'm playing a first-person shooter. I need that kind of frame rate. I like the smoothness. Now, if you are going to be recording your own gameplay, I highly recommend getting a dedicated hard drive for it. I can't speak to external hard drives because I'm not sure how fast those are. I use an internal hard drive, but you basically want a hard drive that your game is not installed on and your system is not installed on. So it's basically just dedicated for writing to. So that will actually speed up the rate at which you can record video to it and will make it a lot less laggy while you're gaming. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.